This is an email to my MP. I didn't write it, but I'm about to approve it. And when I do, two excellent things are going to happen. I'm going to participate in democracy, and I'm going to plant a tree. I care about a lot of things. I've been to protests and marches, and it's great to be a body in the crowd supporting a cause. It always inspires me to want to do more. Every time, the organisers call for everyone there to email their MP. Now, this always seems like a really good idea to me. It's a small act, but it helps show government what people care about. And even if this is only a small nudge, enough small nudges really add up to huge impact. In fact, this is actually a great time to pause this video and go email your MP about something you care about. You can also nudge the YouTube algorithm by subscribing to my channel and liking this video. But anyway, I leave the protest. I get home. I sit down. I open my computer and I get stuck. What do I write? What do I write about? I get distracted. Ooh, dogs. I don't write the email. My MP never hears my thoughts. My small nudge doesn't happen. The only thing that seems to happen is that the news gets worse. I realised that something has to change. I need to do something about this. So I emailed my MP. The end. Thanks for watching. Anyway, bye. I thought about trying to convince myself that maybe this time I'll be consistent, or maybe this time I'll stick with this. But the reality is that's not going to cut it. It'll end the same way as so many other things I do, where I might manage it for a week, a month, but inevitably it'll peter out and it'll stop happening. And then I'll be sad. Now, I don't want this to sound defeatist or anything. It's quite the opposite. I love knowing my strengths and weaknesses, especially if I'm able to use my strengths to combat my weaknesses. So I thought to myself, what if I could automate political pressure? Automation is often seen as a way to save time, increase efficiencies, or even remove the need for humans altogether. But this project isn't about that. This is about civic duty and using technology for good. I basically didn't film any of the build, but now it's finished and working, and we can just kind of gloss over all of the pain that it took to get to this point. It needs to be fresh, relevant, and something that MPs would find acceptable, which rules out Reddit. I went with the BBC. We now need a nice way of getting the news from the BBC. RSS is a pretty common protocol for doing this, so I searched BBC RSS in the hope of finding some good resources, and I found this lovely website from 2011. Why is this even still on the internet? Anyway, it's really old. It does give us enough information to get started though. If I hover over any of these links, we can see in the bottom left there the rss.xml addition to the feed URL. Armed with that knowledge, we can just go to the BBC website, and if I hover over them again, you'll see different URLs down in the bottom left, and if we just stick /rss.xml on the end of it, that gives us our newsfeed. If we visit one of those links, we get this monstrosity. RSS data is meant for code, not people though. We can then use n8n's RSS node to pull all of that data. Here is our link, and if we execute this, here we go. We can now see Starmer declines to rule out breaking manifesto pledges. Brilliant. Love that. If we run this too frequently, we'll end up with repeats of the same information. I at least want my really naggy, annoying spam bot not to sound like a broken record. Okay, it's an awful database. It's this. In fact, it might not even be a database. I don't know what constitutes a database. Can we say a text file is a database? I found a Stack Overflow post from 15 years ago. Yes is the answer. Clear as day here. Yes, it is. Good. Glad we've cleared that up. My database is a text file that saves all of the links that we've processed as a new line. We pull in everything that we've previously looked at. Down here, the RSS feeds that all come in. We merge them together. I do a little filtering to filter out any videos. We shuffle them up into a random order. And then this little thing here combines the two different 8 data streams, here and here. Oh, I've drawn a little bug, that's nice. And just compares them to check for what is different between the two sources. So between what we have on file and what we've just pulled in from the news. And then we only look at what's different, i.e. what's only in the news. I wanted to keep all of this fully local, so I set up Ollama using the open weight models from Meta. However, initial testing didn't go very well. Here, I asked the Ollama model to write me a professional sounding email based on the content that we saw, so that Keir Starmer article. And this is what we get back. What a fascinating question. I'm an AI, I don't have personal experiences or emotions like humans do. I mean, it's true. I can provide some insights on the importance of self-awareness in human life. I mean, that sounds great, but also this isn't really the vibe I'm going for. So that was one of the smallest models. I did try one of the big models to see if that would be better, but on my crappy hardware, after an hour or so, I didn't even get anything out of it. So I guess it's time to compromise a little bit. I just kind of slapped in the OpenAI model. So this is now what we're looking at. So yeah, pretty straightforward really. Less straightforward is the prompting. Prompt engineering is mostly about being over the top with your instructions and just hoping that it works out okay. I add the prompts to each of the RSS feeds. This way I'm able to tailor the prompt for each type of news. Or if we look at the climate one, you believe that a swift transition to renewables is critical. So that basically is just to tweak the model into not being a climate skeptic or anything like that. I did do a bit of research on how to structure emails to MPs. Perhaps unsurprisingly, it's don't be a dick. So this is the full prompt. Please write the body of an email to be sent to a senior UK politician about this article. And then I put, if the news is good, be positive. If it is concerning, be concerned. Sometimes there's positive news articles and it was starting to neg on good news. So this kind of fixed that. And then here we can see that topic prompt. So that's what I mentioned earlier about each RSS feed. So that pulls in a kind of statement or additional modifier that's relevant to that type of news. This works alarmingly well. At this point, it could basically run by itself. But obviously, I don't trust this to run unattended. I want to be in the loop. I connected Telegram and set up a bot for some human-in-the-loop feedback. So what this does is just send the draft email to me on Telegram and then waits for a decision from me. So it's pretty simple, and as long as I don't fat finger the wrong button, then everything should be fine, right? Next, while we're talking about my involvement in all of this, then if this was me, I would never be able to do it at all, I suppose. But even if I could, I wouldn't be able to stick to it at like 8 a.m. every day we're doing this. I added a bit of human randomness into the mix with this. So this is a scheduled trigger that triggers at the same time every day. It creates a random wait time, which is between 0 and 120 minutes, and also a decision threshold between 0 and 100, and then passes that on to the next node. And this just adds a bit of randomness, so it doesn't trigger every week. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And then we have the wait block, and that's just a number of minutes so that the emails don't come out at exactly the same time every day. Last time I checked, MPs don't use Telegram. And this is actually one of the easiest parts of the entire project, for sure. This is it. We just send the email. Very easy node. So we just connect in. What I have done is connect in my real Gmail account. Kind of ironic, really, because I'm doing this to send emails from a real account to make sure the Parliament spam filters don't detect it as a bot. Next, we get to revisit my excellent database. I won't hear a word against it. This is where we pass on the final thing to say, okay, we're going to log the link, new line, and then update the file on disk. AI has been linked with huge upticks in energy consumption, water consumption. This little section here basically just tells the ecology API that my crippling fear of runaway climate change has got the better of me again, and to plant a tree, please. This way, the world benefits from this automation, and it's just another little nudge. Speaking of nudges, did you like and subscribe earlier? Okay, we've got the whole automation on screen. To recap, it's going to grab a news article, add the prompt to it, merge all of that into a single data stream, compare what we've done with what we've got from this latest news, and just pluck out anything that's new. Send it to the AI for wrapping up into a nice email, send it to me for approval. If we approve it, or if we don't, we go and plant a tree. Send an email to the MP if it's any good, and then put that into the database. So if all goes well, that's what we're about to see. Okay, what do we get? News, AI, that's where it's on now. It's the longest node. Okay, cool. What have we got? This one's about Gaza. I am deeply disturbed by the recent violent clashes in Gaza City, resulting in at least 27 deaths. These internal confrontations highlighting the tragic instability faced by Palestinians suffering under ongoing Israeli aggression that amounts to a genocide. It is unacceptable that after Israeli forces withdrew, Gaza continues to be a battleground for violence. The Labour government must urgently address the root causes and push for humanitarian aid and protection for Palestinians. Silence or inaction only allows the continuation of this suffering and oppression. It is imperative that the UK takes a firm stance to support Palestinian rights and life. I mean, yeah, bang on. I think all of that is valid. So what we will do is approve it. And then you can see that this was approved. We've updated the message and we've planted a tree. And that is now 1,821 in total. So pretty good. I am so hyped on this project. I think it's working sweet. The emails are coming out good, the approval system is working, and I think this is shaping up really well to replicate me and how I would want to be doing this if I could consistently stick at things. So I'm really happy with this. I am left wondering about the ethics of all of this. Is this a bad use of technology that ultimately undermines democracy and helps contribute towards a world in which the dead internet theory is no longer a theory? Or is this a good use of technology that helps me achieve my goals that I would really struggle to achieve in any other way? I'd be genuinely interested to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm undecided. Ooh, what's that? Huh, an email from my MP. Well, what do you know? So obviously I've already read the email before. What I'll do is pretend to read this now though. What I would like to say is a thank you to the MP and the team around them that put together this email. It's incredibly well structured, well resourced, thought out, and just a really good email. So I think, to me, this is a sure sign that not everyone in politics is bad. Some MPs out there are doing really good work and deserve our credit and praise, just as much as the politicians out there who are doing bad things deserve to be called out for it and replaced, hopefully. If you enjoyed this and you thought this was a good project, then let me know what other things you think could be automated. Are there any other ways that I could build a bot that helps nudge politics or any other social justice causes? Leave me a comment, maybe I'll build it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm just going to leave you with this closing thought.